Dort. This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to dunk. This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
I'm Josh Giddey, and I'm down to dunk. Hey, this is Kenny Hustle, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Darius Baisley, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Poku, and I'm down to dunk.
I love cereal. Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cracklin Oat Bran.
Oh, I can have these? I'm going to share with my team, but I'm going to hog most of them.
Good morning and welcome to episode 129 down to dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down to dunk and get The Athletic for $1 a month for 6 months. I am Luke, joined this morning by Andrew.
I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool, pretty damn cool. Woo!
Slam through.
Taylor. I love Little Mermaid.
Slam through.
Wow.
Joke?
I haven't done jokes in
Jay.
like
It's
5
Jay.
months.
Wow.
Man, I love Little Mermaid. Thanks, man.
It's a great movie. It's a good part, that part. The Thunder are currently 4th. And let's just put it out there. Anybody have any hope or faith that they'll get up to 3?
No. Yeah.
Yeah?
You gotta have faith.
This is a redo?
Slam through. Yeah.
You should do the Limp Bizkit version next week of that song.
There's a Limp Bizkit version of
Are you
Oh my
serious?
gosh.
Oh
How
my
do you
gosh.
not
That's
know that?
the song that made them relevant. What?
Once you get in your car, Spotify that. Get on the road.
I just did a tankathon and I don't even think we're getting 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yikes.
that's a different question.
Whoa.
That's a different question.
Yeah, the Thunder tried everything they could
Still wasn't enough.
and still lost.
Oh
to the
my gosh.
Magic.
It was one of the more frustrating games to be at because you hit the 7-minute mark, 6 or 7 minute mark of the fourth quarter, and you're watching both coaches and you're like, oh my gosh, we're doing it. This is it. We're really doing it. They're not putting in anybody. And in fact, let's pull Cole Anthony too. Let's get everybody off the floor and see what happens. Even though we've played Isaiah Roby primarily as a 5 all season, let's check him out at the 4. And let's just see what happens. That's what they did. They just threw all the worst guys they had on both the rosters out there. And they said, let's just see what happens.
And it was terrible.
Let's leave it up to God from here.
Yeah,
And
God definitely had a hand in that.
Teo Maladone,
There's no God. There was no God there.
there was
God left.
that
It
was
was,
the
it was a godless place.
That was the devil. That was the devil that enabled Teo Maladone. He sold his soul to the devil for the last 6 minutes of that game.
It was one of those games where I was watching it, and as long as they were under double digits, like 8 and 9, and then it would.
Yeah, they got within 8.
But as soon as they crossed 10 points, I was like, well, I
Yeah.
turned it off. I was like, I'm not watching this. Like,
Yeah.
I moved it. I can't remember what I switched over to, but watched some other game that was going on because it was just like, what?
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of game where I don't even know that the Thunder's guys were that much better than the Magic's guys. It was just that they just needed, it was just going to be one guy to pop, and it was Teo. It was just Teo. And it could have been Brzezinski or whoever on the other end. It could have been anybody, but it was Teo.
It was most definitely not Brzezinski because he shot so many shots and didn't make.
He's just saying it could have been. It was
He's
going
one
to
of
be any
8.
random.
I know. No. I'm just making a comment about this dude that clearly is not an NBA player.
All right,
that
you need to leave Andrew alone. It
kept
was just a
shooting.
comment,
So,
Jay.
Andrew, I can't
Wow.
believe you would even say his name.
Is this you don't like Michigan players? Is that your thing?
Was he really from Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh,
Magic's defense looked like
Did you think they just pulled him off the street?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where these guys are from. Admiral Schofield, do you remember him?
Oh,
thought
I
that was
remember
his,
him.
I thought that was his revenge game.
He's super terrible.
Yeah,
He is really bad. He was the worst player on the court.
You know what's crazy though? He's still. This is what his
Yeah.
4th year in the league.
Schofield?
Yeah.
I mean, in the league is a very
Well, I know, but it's just funny how those guys can somehow stay on the end of a bench for 4
Hey.
different teams for 4 years.
he must have a great agent.
I guess he probably does.
Hey, we've got 9 games left for this Thunder season. I'm just gonna walk through each
Oh,
one.
this feels like an awful lot.
Yeah, that's too many. Because that means there's like 3 weeks left.
Yeah,
They're 21 and 52.
yeah.
21 and 52. Okay, so
Okay.
on Saturday night they play the Nuggets in Denver.
Loss.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
What was their over under?
23.
Wow.
Oh,
Vegas doesn't mess around, bro.
Wow, Vegas does it again.
There's a little.
Okay.
And then they play Monday night in Portland.
Oh gosh. I think they're gonna win one of the Portland games.
Maybe not the one in Portland.
I don't know, bro.
Okay. Alex is going to be in attendance.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure courtside seats are about $15.
I was gonna say they might they might pay you $15 to sit courtside to that game.
And then Wednesday they play the Hawks. That's a loss. I think the Hawks are still trying to play for something.
The Hawks got beat by Detroit by like 50 the other night.
Perfect. Which
The
leads me to my
Hawks-
next one. The Detroit Pistons. I
That's
think
that's
come
the-
to town.
It's the biggest one. That's Friday.
That is next Friday, a week from today.
It's during
No, it's-
WrestleMania.
That's not actually during WrestleMania. That'll be during SmackDown.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Perhaps the
Andrew.
Hall
That's
of
what I
Fame.
said. That's what I
Perhaps the
said.
Hall of Fame.
Come on,
ceremony.
dude.
So Wrestle SmackDown.
So the Pistons come to
Get it
town
right.
on Friday, April 1st. That's the game
That's
that could decide.
That's the game of the season right there.
that's a big one.
That's it.
That's our
The
championship.
Thunder just have to all they have to do, and they just have to keep doing the right thing. Don't play your guys.
I like this. Do the right thing that you've been doing.
It's my thing for,
I like
for
it.
the rest of the season.
So currently
Just
they've
keep
added
doing the right
they've
thing.
You've
added
done a good job of branding yourself with that.
roughly
you.
1 win. So then they play the Suns on Sunday. That's a
Haha,
loss.
that's during WrestleMania.
Oh, got him.
No,
Boom.
smack.
Then
Yeah.
Tuesday
Smack
they
in the
play the
middle.
Blazers. This is the 5th of April. So it's Blazers, Jazz, Lakers, Clippers.
Yeah.
All of those teams still have something to play for except for the Suns, Blazers, Pistons. So most of them don't actually. It's about half and half.
Yeah, we're in the
So
real.
we've got
Yeah.
9 games.
The problem is the Clippers really don't have anything to play for. They're going to be at 8. There's nothing that will happen. I mean, there's nothing that can happen between now and the end of the season that would not have them at 8.
So these are basically all these are trash can games for everybody.
Yeah, the Lakers do have something.
Suns-
The
the
Lakers have
Suns-
something to play for because they're only
They
let's
could
see.
well
there's
the-
only 2 games back or 2 games ahead of the Spurs, so they need to win. They also are tied with the Pelicans, and so they'd rather have home court for that game rather than play in New Orleans. So the Lakers have something to play for. I have a strong feeling that the Clippers could just screw us over again.
but the coin flip screwed us over last year.
And the Clippers game.
Yeah, but that tied them with Cleveland, which gave them the coin flip, which got them the third or
I know, but they got screwed twice.
yeah.
Clippers and then the coin flip.
But they ended up getting the pick that they would have gotten with a loss anyway, by winning the coin flip, is what I'm saying. Am I wrong about that? Am I misremembering history? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's true. But it just disrupted the balance.
It did. That's
Right.
Yeah, let's just be real about that.
Yeah, can't just be flipping coins like
I
that.
think the Thunder win 2 more.
That's
Yeah.
a shocking statement.
I think they win 2 more, and I think they
Portland
get
and
the
who else?
I mean, I think that
Call it now, Jay.
Call it, Jay. Say the Pistons. Say it.
no, I think it'll be the Clippers.
Okay. That's an 11 a.m. tip on Sunday.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Here?
Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Sunday, April 10th. Huh.
That's Palm Sunday.
That's not good, man. I'll be
There you go. It's like your WrestleMania.
Yeah.
you'll be sweating, waving your palm branch that Sunday.
It's your WrestleMania.
No, the good part about that is it'll just be over by the time I'm able to.
That's your SmackDown.
Yeah, that's
WrestleMania
that's
is
SmackDown.
Easter.
Come on, bro.
Oh, right. That's true.
Palm Sunday is like my Royal Rumble. Is that still a thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Palm Sunday's like whatever event they use before WrestleMania to get people hyped up for WrestleMania.
Really Royal Rumble. Let's say that.
It is Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, my bad. You're right, Jay. I was just
Just a shot in the dark.
yeah.
You're right. He
Yeah.
knows. He knows more than that's on.
So here's the encouraging thing. Let me paint this with an encouraging brush.
Okay.
The Thunder are
Can you say it like your Bob the painter?
Ross.
Bob Ross.
No, I don't know what he talked like.
Bob the
Uh,
Builder?
I don't know what you talk like.
I don't.
What
know
does he talk like?
The Thunder will end the season.
I'll do it later.
No worse than 4th in the reverse standings, or no better than, however you want to phrase that.
Yeah.
Okay, which is not where you wanted to be necessarily, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's encouraging. The second encouragement is the fact that now the odds can change everything. It's all about lottery balls and all of that.
Yeah.
But if you look at this draft,
Mm-hmm.
there are 4 guys that I've heard 20 different people differentiate from 1 to 4. Right? Like some people love Chet. Some people put Chet as the 4th. I even heard on Ryan Rosilla's podcast, like some people have him even lower than that. You've got Jabari Smith. You've got
I wonder
Paolo.
who has him lower than that.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's probably not real.
I've not heard anybody.
But you know,
have
I
him
mean,
lower
like
than
maybe
that.
5 out of maybe they like Jaden Ivey, Jabari, AJ Griffin, Paolo, and
No, that's wild. That's a wild statement.
well, I'm just saying it. So, but either way, like when you get through Jaden Ivey, and even I think AJ Griffin is kind of in there. He's not. I think there's a tier differentiation,
There's without a doubt a tier differentiation with AJ Griffin.
but
yeah.
at 4, and then not even to mention like Shaden Sharp. What does he do? And it seems like a lot of signs are pointing. I mean, Penny talked about that last week. Is that Shaden Sharp more than likely is going to come? He's a wild card. I could see Sam taking him.
Yeah.
So for me, is it's not quite as devastating. It's like if they get the 3 pick or the 2. Now, where you start getting into trouble is like the potential, as Andrew Sims a lottery here, the potential that right now the Thunder dropped from 4 to 7 and got Keegan Murray.
Oh, no.
I would have to find another team to be a fan of, right?
I would walk home from
The lottery
when the
party.
ball when the ball
Yeah.
was dropped. I'd walk.
Dude, what's crazy is the
I'd
lottery
walk
party's
home.
like 6 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here comes our first Twitter question. It's about that. Once I open up my app and look at it, it comes from at Yugi123744, who wants to know, will there be another draft lottery party this year?
There will be.
Of course there will.
Yeah. We'll be
Of
doing
course.
lottery parties for the
Ever.
next 7 years.
Forever.
We are location TBD,
It's that, yes.
True.
but we are going to have one and a draft party. So you've already got them on your calendar. Just mark them down.
Boop. Put them
Get ready to
down.
party.
Lock them down.
Put them down. Nope. Just put them down.
Let's wait.
Just
let's
put
get
them
it
down.
firm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
some secrets.
Secrets.
Some
Stuff-
specials.
We've got a big secret.
Big
Got a big
surprise for you.
secret.
There's some stuff
Big
in the,
secret.
There's stuff in the works.
Stuff in the works.
Big old release.
I think Sam's going to be at the lottery party. That's the secret.
Oh,
But you don't know. Maybe.
Can you
But he's
imagine?
gonna be. But he's gonna be in
Sam
a.
Presti shut up and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh man,
No.
But he's
no."
gonna. He's gonna be in a Carl Havoc type.
Don't know that reference.
I
Carl
think he should,
Havoc?
I think he should leave.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in a type. It's like a costume. He's gonna be dressed up as another person.
So you think you can leave?
Yes.
Good job.
I don't want to be around anymore.
I don't even want to be here anymore. That's what I'm gonna say after we get the 7th ball. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Well, at least prepare yourselves for the worst
I just did the tankathon and I got number one.
and hope for the
I think the
best.
Thunder fan base, and y'all talked about this a little bit on Wednesdays. I think most of us conceded to the worst case scenario.
I don't
you kinda
feel
have
that's
to.
true.
If you come in pessimistic, guys, there's only room
Do you remember last
for
year?
improvement.
I had not felt that much energy in so long, and then it was all just swiped away.
It was an unbelievable experience.
It really was. It was quite the roller
'Cause
coaster.
it started at like 11,
Yeah.
and then when they drew the car, like they weren't going to fall that far anyway. So people were just like, "Ah!" And
We
then,
were, like,
as we
hugging.
get closer and closer, and then when they drew 6, it was just like a
Yeah.
balloon, like
It
a
was.
balloon the size of America just popped. Just
Yeah. Can you imagine if we got all the way to like 2?
it would have been,
We would have been naked at that point. Everyone would have been just
I
like rubbing
think-
bellies.
yeah.
I do have that in my mind because they always take that like commercial break before
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
can't-
God.
The tension in the room.
I think
during
everybody
that
would just be
commercial break.
screaming.
I mean,
We would just be
can't
screaming
wait.
and touching each other.
Literally, I like
We
framed
need
my
that.
entire life schedule around being at that draft party or the draft lottery party.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is we'll be done about 20 minutes before that commercial when we get a 7.
Oh, get out of here.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
prepare
true.
for that.
It's true. Yeah.
Yep, that's another 7.
You like Johnny Davis
another
or Tari Eason?
And then we can all watch the rest of it at home because we'll have time to drive home and be home for 3, 2, 1.
What's
Ooh,
that?
there it is, number 1.
Number 1. Yeah. We'll see, guys. Just one spin. Just one spin. You should let go.
That was 7 again. You've hit 7 4 times.
Yeah, I know.
Just one spin though.
It's just one spin.
So I think it's just 1.
Yeah. It's scary.
Oh, that's 8.
It's very scary. Yeah, that's worst case scenario.
All
there.
right.
Look at that.
Stop.
This one is a unique one. This is the
Here-
Pelicans getting the first pick and the 4th pick.
Okay, I have a question. I know we've gone over this so much, but I think the answer is something I don't want to accept, and that's why I keep asking. If the Thunder do get the 8th pick,
Uh-huh.
they just are gonna keep tanking till they get 1, 2, 3 every year, right?
I mean, they'll tank next. I mean, everybody wants to believe that they won't tank next year, but
Who's everybody? Like
I've come across very few people that think or want
Yeah.
them to do it next year.
are you talking about fans or are you talking about like
I'm talking about
the-
fans,
the Thunder?
Thunder fans.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what the Thunder think about any of this.
Well, I don't think if they got Nate, I think they would.
I know that's what I don't want to accept. Of course they.
I think if
would.
they got number 1, they would do it. I don't
Really?
think that it's
They would tank though, like they tried like the last 2 years.
I think that
It would
we'll
be
probably
different.
hit March, April, and this we'll be singing the same song that we are
Mhm.
right now.
Have some faith because look at the
Aw.
Cavaliers.
Bro.
Oh,
Sorry. It's
no, you're about to marry an octopus.
just try to believe me. Please.
Is that what Little
I
Mermaid
believe you.
Yeah.
I don't want to though.
Prince
Yeah.
Eric is about to marry
Believe.
Ursula. I didn't
The
remember
thing
that.
is though, if you add if they get they get the top 3 and then they get to add another lottery pick.
And then you do that 5 to 10 years in a row.
I'm
you
just-
have a team full of you got 12 top 3 picks.
It could get it. We've had this conversation so many times, but I just think it gets harder as everybody ages and Shea gets better and Giddy gets better, and
Just keep trading.
it gets harder to get to the bottom 3. But you're still gonna even if you get in the lottery, you still have a shot. We just saw New Orleans get 1 and 4,
Yeah.
and they're in the play-in game.
So I just
and they have no.
You also have Houston's pick next year.
they're gonna be in the lottery. Yeah. They'll be in the
What if
lottery.
Houston falls? What if they get 4?
Yeah,
See,
Yeah, they stink.
you're right, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm always here for the hope, guys. I'm
Thank
here
you.
for the hope.
You're
Yep.
simply the best.
Come on, Riverwind.
Riverwind Casino.
I hate that commercial so much.
Oh, at least it plays 75 times during every single Thunder game.
It is the worst.
We should go to the casino.
It's a very,
There you
very
go.
But that could be where the lottery
Worse.
party is.
Oh my
Press your luck in
God,
multiple
that would be
ways.
so fun. Do you know how much money I'd spend if the Thunder did get a top 3 pick and we're like, it's our night tonight,
Just
guys.
Taylor running to the ATM.
Or if they lose, it's like, we got to turn this around.
Right, exactly. Either
gotta-
way,
Somebody's
gotta turn
leaving
this
here
ship
rich.
around.
Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
And John's back toy figuring out the read. And John's back toy figuring out the read.
Andrew, hold on to this with one hand.
Is this a magic trick?
And well, I need your right
What are
hand.
you doing?
Okay, well, I'm doing a seance. I was trying to connect us.
Oh.
There we go. Touch. Okay.
Oh no, Jay.
Everyone, we have to do this together. This was actually my segment, so
We're just gonna sit
we're
in
gonna
silence.
do Little Mermaid to start us off. Ready? Lottery ball gods, please come into this room and our bodies.
So weird.
Gift us with your presence and gift us with a top 3 ball. We owe you our lives and our souls.
Well, I don't know about that.
I am making this decision for us all. We are a tortured this is a real seance. I have how long do I have on my segment? Like 5 minutes.
You need a ghost to come, don't you?
What do you think I'm summoning, Luke?
You need to go-
Ooh, it's me. I'm a number 1 ball.
You need to-
I'm coming at you. I'm gonna drop. I'm a big old ball.
Oh my gosh, we found him.
There he is.
I've
him.
done it.
Thanks, big ball with one on it.
Luke, he said we need a ball to do what?
Drop.
No, come in on us.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what it needs. It's coming everywhere.
And John's back toy figuring out the read. And John's back toy figuring out the read.
Successful seance.
We did
Congratulations.
it, man. I can't believe we actually summoned
Hey, but
the
on-
great
on
ball.
lottery
We're
night-
Marley and Marley. Ooh.
On lottery night, if this happens, though, we're gonna remember this moment.
That's right. You know, guys,
Seance.
I'm miffed and freaking peeved because I'm a moron.
Oh,
And,
what happened, you moron?
I have a stacked washer dryer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's new. Don't touch me. And
Your hair was
and
freaking me out.
the problem is that the dial that does the washer that like goes click 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 click.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What happened was the clicker fell off, which
Mhm.
means the thing behind it that points to what it's doing
Mhm.
fell off, which means I put it back on. Well, it's just freely spinning. So now I no longer know what it's pointing at, right? So I don't know for sure that I'm clicking on
Mm.
what
So-
I'm trying to
So
click
you're
on.
having your own laundry lottery.
Yes.
Ah.
But here's the problem. So then I was like,
That's
I
a
got it to
dangerous
where
game.
I thought it was fixed, but I couldn't be sure. And so yesterday I was like, I'm going to try to see if I can actually get this and if there's something on there that I can get it to fix. Pulled it off, broke it worst, beyond repair. Like it fell off and the thing that clicks fell into the washer.
No.
So I have to like get pliers and I can't get it to stay and I can't fix it. So this weekend I have to get a new washer and dryer. Or a washer at least. But I think when they stack, you gotta get them together.
That's the L-Man's online deep dive.
I'm freaking miffed, man.
Yeah, why
Sucks.
is that miffed and peeved?
I don't get to stay long enough for miffed to peeve. I have to leave early. So
More
I'm
of an
miffed and
offline.
peeving right now.
It's more of an offline
You
deep
don't
dive.
have to replace them. More than likely, somebody can fix that.
Yeah.
That's
Who?
that feels like a fixable problem.
That's such an
Appliance
L-man way to
repair
fix it,
person.
by the way.
Oh, man.
Where
Just
did you
buy
buy
a
it?
whole new one?
I didn't buy it. It came with my place.
Just to clarify, the Thunder don't have the Rockets pick next year.
Oh,
when is it? When is it?
They have the Clippers pick. They have the Nuggets pick.
I'm the Waluigi ball seance ball, and
They
I'm
potentially
stealing
have
Wizards
Wizards
pick.
They potentially have that Wizards pick. It's protected, but
Yeah.
wah. You don't
So-
have
So
that.
when did they have the Houston one?
Wah.
There it is.
They have
Coming
Houston
nowhere.
2024.
Top 4 protected.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't come at all. Wah.
That stinks, man.
Believe it.
That stinks.
Believe it. All right. Well, we'll be right back after this quick break. And we're back after that quick break. It's time for some
Twitter questions.
Yo, our first Twitter question comes from at so dang close, who wants to know, who are you guys looking at pick number 5 or number 6? I'm convinced there's zero chance we land in the top 4. Well, that's because you hadn't heard that seance yet.
Keep that pessimism going.
Yeah.
Miguel Devello said that we need to rename your segment L Man's First World Problems.
It is. It's what they've been for a,
Yeah.
for a long time. But I'm not having any problems next week. I'm going to WrestleMania.
What? But will you be here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Duh.
Can't wait.
Wouldn't miss it for your world.
For your world.
For your world.
I think
The world.
the clearest guys at 5'6" to me are the ones that are listed in almost every mock. Is you got AJ Griffin, you got Shaden Sharp. If Shaden Sharp comes out,
He's coming out.
yeah, surely. When is that deciding? When does he have to decide that?
I don't remember, but
Anyway,
It's
but
such a personal decision.
those are the guys that I think everybody looks at in that range, and so that's why it's like at least not as devastating to me. It's kind of like last year where we got really convinced that Scotty Barnes was going to be there.
would have been great. Would have been great.
Wow.
Although I mean, yes, I think Scotty probably long term has a higher ceiling than Giddy, but I really, really like Giddy.
I don't know.
Giddy's good, but
Positional
Scotty's good.
fit, long term. I think there's less questions if you got Scotty. Anyway, but all that to say that the top 6, there's at least some potential of it not being completely devastated if you do fall to 6 or 5. But obviously, you want the top 3, top 4 with Jaden Ivey. But yeah, that's who. I mean, anybody else you think can get in that second or third tier?
I think if his name was Scott Barnes, he would have still been there at 6.
Yeah, maybe. Scotty is just so good.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Duran is he's going to be considered 5th through 12th.
Well, I think once he gets into some workouts and people remember how absolutely giant he is.
Yeah. He's a beast. I mean, I don't know how far you fall, but like Jeremy Sohan's an interesting player if you're like 9, 10, 8, 9, 10.
Can the Thunder fall that far?
I think it falls as far as 8 currently.
If the Thunder get, I think, like 6 through 8, they're going to reach for someone that's like is not on any list, just like they always do. It's going to be someone that they love. That
For me,
nobody
the
else
one
does.
that's that guy is Shaden Sharp.
I
Like,
also
the
don't-
most unknown person in the top 10.
I don't feel like that's necessarily true though. Because there's so many guys in the top 10 that are good. So I don't think they're gonna pull a Thunder reach at
They always
6.
For me,
7, 8.
those
Last year they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Giddy?
Kitty was supposed to go top 10.
Yeah.
Still, it was not
But-
his on anyone's.
But I
list
think going
for
back
either.
to the
He's on
earlier-
Golden State's
I think
list.
going
They're
back to the earlier point though is like the Thunder more than likely have an intention, especially if the draft lottery both ways. They're not going to try to push all in for next year, right? Shaden Sharp is the guy that keeps you the most in building mode,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he's the most unknown. He's one of the youngest people in the draft. Like all of those things lead to this place where he's going to have a larger gap in development. I think he's the one that if you add, you're going to. So that's why it makes more sense for Sam to be like, hey, dude, this is a guy with incredible upside.
Mm-hmm.
And also the guy that keeps you further away from the middle.
I guess
So
if there
at this
is
point,
if there is a guy in the top 8 that is like that, it's Sharp.
I think Sharp's that way. I think AJ Griffin's that way. I think Jalen Duran's that way. I think all those guys are. I think Chet is that way. I think Jabari Smith could potentially be that way.
Okay, so just go ahead and name the other
Jabari just-
2.
I could see Jabari
Figure out
just
the
being able
8.
to shoot immediately in the NBA. His shot is so
Yeah.
smooth. But yeah, I get you. All of those guys are going to be that.
All
way,
those guys
truthfully.
are currently 18.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Solid.
Hey guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @Deluge Data, who wants to know, if the Thunder get the second pick, which team would you want to have the first pick?
Orlando.
yeah, Orlando maybe gives you the best chance to trade up. Maybe not though, because I mean the thing about Orlando is any of these guys are going to. I mean, if they want Ivy, they probably want to trade back a little bit further because I don't think the Thunder would take Ivy second. They
Mhm.
probably try to make a trade with whoever's at third if they want to get there. Or the Thunder could pretend they're going to take Ivy and then do the trade. I don't know. But yeah, probably Orlando, or somebody like Sacramento, because you know that they'll just screw it up. They'll definitely take the wrong guy.
That's what you want.
Maybe Sacramento's the team that you want, because they will without a doubt take the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm. Or they'll take the right guy and it won't really matter.
They'll take the right guy and they will make him
Yeah.
into the wrong guy.
Right. Exactly.
They did draft Bagley over Doncic
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They'll
forever and ever and ever.
They'll take
That'll
the
be
wrong
remembered.
guy. That's
And Trae Young.
I think it's Sacramento.
Hey guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @Yadu Ritvik, who says, how much does Tre Mann need to do until you see him in the same way you see Giddey in the Thunder future?
He's got to be real consistent because he hasn't been. I mean, that's really it, right? Like, just have a scoring stretch where he scores like 15 to 20 points a game for like 2 months. And it's like, oh, okay.
I do think what would also help me though is to see it in games that aren't somebody has to score games.
Aren't at the very tail end of the year.
Yeah, like, and he had moments, he had flashes. Like, I think I'm probably the highest on man on this pod, probably. Like, I think he's got a really, I don't know. I think he's got a really high potential. Anyway,
Jay's
so for me,
so
but be
high.
able to see him do this in games that matter earlier would be something that I
Yeah.
think would also show to me.
I think I remember Andrew early in the season was saying, I just want to see Mann have games where he has the ball and he can just go do whatever and score.
Yeah.
And then we did get to see that, and it turned out the way that
Yeah.
kind of we were hoping it would, which I
Mhm.
think is really good. But you're right. When it's, say this team is good, or Shea's playing and Giddey's playing and Dort's playing and whoever else is playing, our top pick is playing next year. Can Tre Mann do those things is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because he
Mhm.
just cannot have as many possessions, or his usage rate just won't be as high as it's been
Yeah, or
sometimes this season when he's
exactly.
gone off.
So can you shoot 9 shots and make,
Right.
and not have the ball in your hand as dominant, or come off the bench and be your sixth guy, and then and when teams are actually still competing against you.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's easy for us to forget the fact that, like, we followed a team for a decade that consistently would play teams like the Thunder and not give effort,
Mhm.
right?
And so a guy like Tre Mann with his scoring skill set, that is a guy, no matter if he's starting or coming off the bench or whatever, you do want him to have 12 shots a game. Even if you have 3 other really good players out there, that's still a guy that you want to get 12 shots off, just because of that scoring potential. And he's a good shooter. It looks like he's going to be a better shooter in
He's
the
a really
future.
good shooter.
So
Yeah. He's good. Last 7 games, he had that game that he sat out, but the last 7 games, he has averaged 18 points on 43.9% from 3 on 8 attempts from 3.
yeah.
Like, that's pretty good. 18, 5, and 3. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Hey guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @Showtime is back, who wants to know Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Who's your go-to character? Any other fighting games you enjoy?
I was a Street Fighter guy.
Really?
Street Fighter 2 specifically.
I Mortal
I don't
Kombat.
even remember Street Fighter 1.
Yeah, I don't either.
Has there ever been a sequel that you just didn't even remember the first one of?
Cars 2.
Cars 2 is good.
Cars 2 is really good. I'm Mortal Kombat.
I liked both of them. I probably was more of a Street Fighter guy.
Who'd you play with?
Oh, it was either Ryu or Ken. Sometimes Guile.
Guile, yeah. What's the name of the sumo wrestler?
E Honda.
E Honda.
The hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
There wasn't. Was there a bad character? Dalsim? Do you remember him?
Yeah, wow, you remember all the names.
Yeah, he was
I
good.
played a lot of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
He was good. Dalsim was good.
He was okay.
I never knew the moves. So I was never very good.
Chun Li, she was fine. She was great.
She was fine.
She's fine.
She was fine.
Blanca.
Zangief. I like Zangief too.
All right, here's my question. What video game woman would you risk it all for? Oh my gosh. But the answer really to this question is Super Smash Bros. I'm a big Smash Bros guy. You know, have been through
I've
my
never
life.
played
Yeah,
Smash Bros.
you've never played
Really?
Smash
Sorry,
Bros.
sorry. Let me back up. I've never really gotten into Smash Bros.
Okay.
Like it is the game that I feel all I do is button smash the whole time.
Yeah.
Is that what the point of it is?
No.
Or is there
You
actual
can-
skill?
you can be better.
There are
You can
people
get
that are
good.
very good.
Yeah.
That's not me.
If you get good, it
was the first game we got on the Switch for my son, and it was like
you got the extra characters. You got the DLC.
I don't know what that means.
So you have to pay for them and download them.
No.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not even playing the real
You
game,
don't even have
man.
Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant,
Come on.
Cloud, Sephiroth. Come on, man.
No, he as soon as my son figured out Fortnite,
That's all he
has
did.
not played another game on the Switch.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a game for you. Soul Calibur 2. Anybody play that?
I like
No.
Soul Calibur.
No.
I at the arcade. I really like.
I don't know why I played that game so much.
What
It was on
about
GameCube.
Time Crisis 2? Did you guys play that game?
Dude, Time Crisis was
Was
good.
that one of the games where you would like you could duck and
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah.
There's the there's
That's a
the
good one.
yeah, that was fun. That was at Quail Springs.
Yes, in the arcade and in the movie theater.
Area 51. Y'all play that one?
Yeah, I played Area 51.
I went to Dave and Buster's about a week or two ago. Played Deal or No Deal.
By yourself?
No, I was with friends.
Oh, okay.
Played Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
Great. I got
Did you
hurt.
win?
No, I got like 4 tickets.
There's
Nope.
a deal. There's
It's
a
a good
deal or
story.
no deal.
Yeah, thank you.
Slot machine in Vegas that we played a lot of. My wife and I did when we. Let me ask y'all a real question about that. So, is it ever something in
About your wife?
public
That you
where when somebody says my wife, like you immediately in
think
your mind
about
are
it.
like,
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Because of my job, I would not be a very good attorney. It'd be very difficult.
yeah, my ex-wife.
Yeah, because having
Not
consults, and I'm just like, my wife. And they just walk out like, what? That's he's so weird. He was doing the Borat voice during my consult. I'm trying to get divorced.
Hire
Come
him.
on.
Oh
No.
boy.
Let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @BenElephantKing. He wants to know, does the Thunder need a grizzled vet on the roster to fight anyone that gets out of line? A Udonis Haslem type player.
I mean, that's Kenrich, isn't it?
It is Kenrich, yes. However, there's none of that going on with this team.
No.
No, that was a really
Because there's
awesome
not a
thing to
Jimmy
watch,
Butler
though.
on this
No,
team.
yeah, there's no Jimmy Butler. That was insane.
Eric Spolstra.
Eric Spoelstra saying,
"What do you want to fight me?
wanna
That's
fight
the
me?
Are you
funniest
going
part.
to fight me?
My favorite part by far of that video is Kyle Lowry just gets up and just walks out. It starts happening, and you just see him get up, and he's just like he just walks
He
away.
has really matured. That is a player that has really worked hard on himself. during
Yeah,
his
because you
career.
remember in Houston, like
he was that
Problematic.
player that was,
was a hothead.
problematic
He
and
was
was
a
always
hothead.
getting in trouble.
the thing that's so wild about that is like the Heat are or close to the top in the East and lost that game. to
Yeah.
a really wounded Warriors team.
Yeah, what
I mean,
Kuminga have in that game? Like
he had
23 or
22.
something.
He
Yeah.
had 22. There were 3 guys that had 22 in that game.
Whoa.
Yeah. Jordan Poole is just everything he threw up was going in that night.
Yeah.
Everything.
Has there been any more context to that moment? Like why everybody was so mad? What happened?
Just beefing, man.
They were mad about the way they were playing.
Yeah, which is
But-
not abnormal for teams to get frustrated and yell. But whenever coaches and players,
Yeah, and the fact that it went on for so long is the weird thing about it, because it wasn't like a normal spat.
Right.
It went on for what felt like forever, because you saw it happening. Like, oh, this is crazy, and then
so
it just,
long where Kyle Lowry like
it's
kind
like-
of was like, "Am I taking a timeout?"
It's just-
Am I-"
yeah, it just kept going. It was weird.
It was weird.
They acted like everything was fine after the game, but you
When's the
know,
last time you've seen Spoelstra get like that, though?
I have not seen Spoelstra get like that, and not. I mean, I don't watch every Heat game. You know,
I love the
So-
fact
but I
that
don't
he
know.
has so much clout in that organization to where it's like, what other coaches would you probably pick the coach over the superstar?
Hmm.
Like Spoelstra.
Well, I think it's because
Popovich.
it's this specific guy, though,
Well, it
Jimmy
dep-
Butler.
I was gonna say also it depends on who the superstar
Sure,
is.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is like, "Oh, this Spoelstra in trouble," and you know, it's like, nope.
Vogel,
Dagnall.
Dignall,
Diagonal, Coach Diagonal.
Yep.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
even
not.
Carlisle, they went with Luca.
Yeah, you gotta go, Luca.
Yeah, you got to go. Luka.
It depends on the star too.
It
Like
does.
Jimmy does this crap though.
And also, Jimmy Butler is a star, but
He's like star adjacent.
yeah, like he's a star more for personality and big moments, but like
Yeah, he
that's not a dude like Luca that is just
He was in Office Christmas Party.
Yeah, he's not a top 10 player. He's like a top 20 player,
yeah.
top 15 player.
Hmm.
Hey guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @Kelly_Nedley, who wants to know who is Tre Mann's comparable player. His high school scouting report mentioned Darius Garland. However, they now play different positions. Also, Tre may have grown a bit taller in college.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a microwave scorer. We've seen that. He's had these second quarters the last couple weeks that have just been insane.
I think of guys like, and maybe I'm wrong for this, but I think of when Jordan Clarkson has those good games.
Yeah, it's a player like that.
Yeah.
It's a Clarkson, Jamal Crawford, like whoever the guy is that can really score. Like that's the kind of player that he is. He could evolve and become a better defender. Like that's what he's going to have to do is become a really solid defender if he wants to be a starter in this league. But I mean, when have the Thunder had just a crazy microwave scorer off the bench? I mean, James Harden was like the last like real one. Kevin Martin was that to a degree, but he's
Yeah.
more of like a cog in the system rather than a guy who's going to go get you buckets.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't see Kevin Martin like ISOing guys a lot as much as standing in the corner or standing on the side getting ready to.
Yeah, attack a closeout. Like he get a lot of free throws attacking a closeout, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he's
would.
not going to cook somebody like
Do
Tre
you
does.
forget that Kevin Martin was on his team?
Yes.
Yeah, he's easy to forget when you talk about like the best shooters in Thunder history.
You
he's
never
somebody
mention him,
that
but he
doesn't
should
get
be.
brought up.
Because that season was so sad to me.
It was
ended,
such a
it
sad
ended
season.
very sad.
Yeah. I think we all just kind of let that
It was
go.
well the problem is that it was so great and then so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have stayed. What a dumb decision.
Who?
Kevin?
Yeah, he went to Minnesota and it was like, well,
Well, I think the
I-
Thunder were very willing to let him go to Minnesota.
yeah. I don't know, man. They just were so good with him. Anyway,
He fell off a cliff though when he went to
did.
Minnesota.
yeah, a lot of people.
Was he okay?
He got very hurt.
No, it's a mountainous region, Minnesota. I don't know that.
It's not a lot of lakes.
You don't know that. There's some cliffs at lakes. He could have fallen off. Hey guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It also comes from @Kelly_Nedley, who wants to know: does Presti have a plan to build the first NBA championship team in history, made up only of international players? Some dude just flew into Australia again this week to watch NBL players and games for 2 weeks. I think we're all out of giddies at the moment, though, and that is a winky face emoji.
And that is they would I think that they would love to have a team full of international players that are your best players. Yeah. Mostly because the international players are more likely to be loyal to your squad than
Yeah, international
domestic
players
players.
don't grow up like with a dream to move to LA.
Los Angeles
play
or
for the
whatever.
Lakers.
Yeah. Luca was interviewed the other day. I don't know if you saw it. It was on JJ Redick's podcast. And he was talking about how he had been to like one city in the United States before he came to Dallas, and it was Santa Barbara. It was the only place that he had ever been in the US before he came and moved here. He like didn't really know anything about the United States. And that's just, isn't that wild to think about? Like he hadn't been like to New York City, he hadn't been to CL, man, to like Miami, he hadn't been to Los Angeles, he hadn't been to San Francisco. It's just kind of crazy to think about.
It is, but he is young when he came here, though.
Yeah, he's very young. And that kind of, I don't know, that kind of stuff matters.
Yeah.
And I think it's not a coincidence that they took Josh.
Mhm.
It's not a coincidence at all. And even Shea being Canadian, I think that it does matter because you look at guys in this league. Like, is anybody on Jokic watch right now on what
Right.
he's going to do?
That's a good point. I
You
have
know?
never considered that, but that's true.
I mean, Giannis stayed.
Dirk stayed.
Dirk stayed forever. And Dirk's a part of like a different era where some guys did stay.
Mm-hmm.
But like if Giannis and Jokic stay and, Embiid stayed, I don't know. I think that you don't, in Oklahoma City, you have to be mindful of literally everything when it comes to player development and building a team. You have to be mindful of every single aspect and you have to consider who has stayed, recently, who has stayed, who's a flight risk, people are talking about Donovan Mitchell, like probably going to go somewhere else.
Really?
Do
you really think that?
I think of Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, which one do you think is more likely to want to leave?
Oh, that's a good point. The one that's American.
I'm just saying, like there is something to it. If you have grown up in like the grassroots circuit of, guys that end up in the NBA, like all those guys like to play together. They all like to migrate to these big cities because they've played there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want to do. They all do. Every single one of them. So I think it's rare that those type of players end up staying in a small market like Oklahoma City. So
that is something I have never thought about very much, but that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Just everything we're talking about.
Good job. Good job.
I'm just saying that's a good point.
Our next Twitter question is from @Brian Cromer. Whose look are you digging on Oklahoma City this year?
Well, Poku got a haircut.
Yeah, I just shaved it.
Yeah, you like that look?
No.
You like Tre Mann's look?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a good look.
I've kind of mentioned this in text threads. I'm slightly infatuated with Tre Mann.
He's great.
Like, I think I loved his answer. Like, I can't remember who posted the video, so I apologize if that's out there. Maybe it was just the Thunder. But when the Thunder ended up playing, I think it was the Miami game or it was Orlando, and all of his family came out and all those things. And he was just like talking about how, I don't know. He just seems like a good guy.
He's a good kid.
And I love, I know, kid, 19 or whatever, 20. But I also just love his look.
It's a good look. Shea is obviously a good look.
Yeah.
The Dorton Favors tandem is a good look. I mean, Kenrich is a good look. Unique.
I don't know. I like some of these guys, and maybe it's because I'm more involved in the team this time around than I was in 2010. But I don't remember being this drawn to most of the guys that were on those early tank teams.
Yeah. I mean, I still thought we were still just excited that we had a team in Oklahoma City and that we had Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's the truth. And it's hard because Shea is really, really good, but it's still like, well, he's not Kevin Durant.
And really nobody is.
No.
But Shea's really good.
Very good.
He's a good.
That's why I think that's why everybody is so conflicted on what the next few seasons look like. So we'll see on draft lottery night how much things change.
Oh boy, I'm already getting nervous about it. I'm already getting real nervous about it. Kaylor_Campbell says, what kind of gum does the Thunder provide its players for the games?
Bazooka.
They provide them. So every team has a box of gum. The road team will come in with a box of gum. They'll set it down. It's like a little Rubbermaid deal just full of gum. And players will stop and pick through it and get the gum that they want. And yeah, every kind that you can think of.
Is it
in
more
this
on the
box.
mint side of the spectrum, or is it?
There's all kinds, man. You can get whatever you want.
If you
whatever
had to
your
choose a
flavor
gum,
is.
what would you go with?
Oh, I mean, it depends on the moment. I don't know. I would. I'm probably going some kind of Orbit gum.
Yeah,
I might go cinnamon. I like cinnamon gum.
Big Red.
I gotta go sugar free though.
Yeah,
Can't just be chewing sugar, man.
Oh man. Well, if you're an NBA athlete, you could. You could
guess
just do
you
whatever
could.
you want to.
Got a dental health. Do they have
True,
dental health too?
Yeah. They probably have dentists on staff.
They do. They have dentists that come to. They have a dentist that comes to every game.
Oh my gosh, cleaning teeth.
On-call
Probably for
dentist.
replacing teeth. I would go. My favorite gum is the Spearmint 5 gum.
That's good.
It's good, man.
Yeah,
It's my go-to. So
Yeah.
got it in my car right now.
is that sugar free?
Yeah,
You gotta go sugar free.
you got to.
Got to.
Yeah, I haven't chewed like a full flavor or full sugar gum since I was in high school.
Juicy fruit.
Bubblicious watermelon was my go-to back in the day.
Oh, that's a gum. No,
And they're like little. It's
they're
so funny. I
huge.
literally haven't chewed them in 25 years, but it's like these little, like wedges of sugar.
that is a gum, man. That is a real gum. All right. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Try to enjoy the Thunder if you can, and we'll talk to you guys again on Monday.